Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to grecochess, the YouTube channel of chess. The channel where we discuss, we comment, we analyze, and we talk about the game of chess. And in this video, we continue facing the chess.com bots. If you've seen the previous video, we've got through all the beginner, intermediate bots, and we've done 10 out of the 20 advanced bots. And now it's time for bot number 11. But let me first share the screen with you. And let's go to the correct screen. Play bots. Here we are. You see here, there are 15 beginner bots. We've gone through them very easily. Intermediate with some difficulty. Advanced, we completed 10 out of the 20, as you see. And now it's time for bot number 11. In the advanced, we get even more difficulty. The previous one, that was Lorenzo from Italy. With white pieces, we lost 4 times before I defeated the 5th time. With black pieces, it was easier the first time. And now it's Wally. Wally from Scotland has a rating of 1800. But let's see how can we do against Wally. Wally starts by telling us good morning. English, the Scottish variation. Let's sit back and enjoy a long game together. Let's enjoy it, Wally, and let's hope that in the end I'm going to be one that will enjoy it the most. And like every other bot, I play with each of them until I've defeated them twice. Once with the white colors and once with the black. In this video, I'm using the white colors with Wally having the black. And let's see what's going to happen. And I'm ready to start. I'm starting the usual way. Pawn goes to e4. Let's see what Wally is going to do. The pick. Nothing scares me except dinosaurs. Let's see if I'm going to scare you with my game, Mr. Wally. But just to tell you, after the latest Queen Chess Club tournament, the Winter Swiss, my United States Chess Federation rating went up to 1,706, 1706. First time I ever exceeded the 1700, but I'm facing Wally with a rating of 1800. Let's see how can I do. Let's occupy the center. Pawn goes to d4, 2 points in the center. Wally? Oh, son away. Knight to f6 to attack the pawn on e4, and my knight goes to c3. Pawn to g6. Book everything. Let's focus. Let's just focus on chess and not about dinosaurs. Let's see Wally. The other knight goes to f3. Control. Develop pieces of control the center. Bishop to g7. Yes, fianchetto for Wally that wants to control the diagonal from a1 to h8, the big one. What can I do? Let's give more protection to my pawn on e4 by sending the bishop to d3. Wally, castling, king size or the short castling, I'll do the same. Uh, Pawn to c6. I'm going to disallow you. I don't want your bishop to end in g4. My plan is, if possible, to exchange your g7 bishop. Queen to c7. If I put my bishop on f4, you cannot push your d pawn. Anyway, can make material? I don't think so. If I take the pawn, I take it. I don't think so. Let's put my queen on d2 to try to exchange the bishops. Queen goes to b2 and except not to b6 and attacks the pawn on b2. But is this a problem? If you take it, is it a poisonous pawn? If you could play again and take it on b2, I'd put my rook on b1 and then queen to e3, rook to b1. So they let you take it because if we exchange, my queen is on h6, and once you take it, you attack also my knight on c3. If I defend it, your queen can easily go back. So for now, let's protect the pawn with my rook on b1. Into united d7, and now I'll try to exchange the bishops on the dark colored bishops. Will it work? Was it correct what I did? Let's see, because what would happen? No, if I place my bishop on e3 and threaten with a double attack, I'm thinking after we exchange, because I take it and you take back on d7, clearly it's nice. I don't have to worry about this long diagonal. That's a big issue. But then if can I push my pawn to d5? It's 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's take it for now. Attacking my queen. Is it safe to take your knight? I have two ways to take it, either with my knight or with my bishop. Is that danger? Why are you so generous, Mr. Wally? Let's take it with the bishop. I'm a piece ahead, but it's nice. If I send my pawn to d5, one, two, you have to relocate your bishop, and I'm not sure where exactly it can. Attacking the queen. Will you? Yes, we exchange here. It seems they have an extra piece. Of course, I'm not going to let you take my bishop. I wish I could start exchanges. Safeguard my bishop. I have an extra piece for a pawn. Let's threaten the pawn on d6. Can we exchange queens? That would be wonderful. And I don't think you have a follow-up. I'm threatening your knight. We exchange queens, great. If I threaten your bishop, uh, I need to threaten something. Bishop can go to f6. What else can your bishop do? Go to f6 to threaten my bishop. Threaten your knight. Yes, my bishop goes here. I want to take your d6 pawn. You don't allow me. Surprise, surprise. Let's see if I can put two rooks to threaten the pawn. Ay, ay, ay. I lost my advantage foolishly because of this pin. Actually, things don't go well at all. Can I win the pawn on a7? Not so easy as it looks. Fortunately, I had a very good position and I blew it. Let me attack the knight on e7. Can I take the pawn on a7? I got a pawn at least. A pawn ahead. And now any threats? I don't see any threat. I'm threatening the pawn on d6. I have an extra pawn. It doesn't seem I'm going to keep it. A nice position for my knight. Can I win the pawn on b6? Attack the knight and I'm going to win one of the two pawns, it seems. Let's see. I'm going to win the pawn. I don't want to lose the c3 pawn. Attacking my pawn on e3, I don't want these things. And I'm attacking now the knight on g3. Check, check. Okay, let's go here. Win the pawn on b6. If I exchange, yes, I exchange and I have a check. Yes, and I have plus 2 pawns. That's great. Great if I can keep it, of course. I want to push my a2 pawn. Can I? Let's start pushing it. Let's see what's going to happen. My rook goes to a1 to protect it clearly. And then my pawn will go to b4, if I can. Ooh, I messed up. Fortunately, didn't see it. The c3 pawn was hanging. Okay, you want to exchange? My pawn will go near promotion. If you want to take my c3 pawn now, I think the a pawn promotes if we exchange rooks. Let's see. I take it. You take it. Pawn goes to a7, and neither the your knight nor your king can stop it. Good. Will you take it? Yes. And I think I'm promoting. Let's see. Any surprises? You don't even have an intermediate mode. Okay, I'm going to take it. I don't want you to do any nonsense. You're giving away the pawns. I need to take your pawns. I don't want any counterplay. You're giving your knight away. Don't even need to promote. I'm winning now, but I'm also going to promote. I'm not happy with the way I played. I made some mistakes I should not have done, but I'm winning. Under my first attempt. Soon you'll be out of everything. Unless I stalemate, I've won it. Good will let you have the pawn. Nope. But I need to be careful, no stalemate. No, you'll be now between g8 and h8. And now go to h8. I need to find a way to keep playing just a little longer. No, Wally, it is checkmate. And yes, with Wally, we won the first time, although I didn't play that well. Let's go to the review because I saw some mistakes that I made, but after I had done the move. Clearly, I should not have given this fork to Wally with the pawn that was up by a piece and went down. I let the c3 pawn unprotected at some points. Fortunately, Wally did not take it. And who knows what other mistakes, but let's go through the review. We need to learn. A good, it's okay. Let's see. Well done pouncing on that free piece. Let's see how did I do. 88% for me, 81.1 for Wally. Ooh, I played as if my rating was 2,300 and Wally had 1,950. No brilliances, one great move for Wally. Book for each of us. Best 25 versus 13 for me. Excellent 22 versus 19 for Wally. Good 12 versus 6 for me. Inaccuracies, one for me, 9 for Wally. Mistakes, 2 for Wally, 1 miss for me, and 1 blunder each of us. So let's go through the details to see what did we do and what can we do better. This is a chance both for me and for the viewers, for you viewers to learn, because we need to learn. That's why we go through them. And I would advise you, when you play your own games, try the reviews. And in the comments, if you've tried playing as the bots, please tell us how have you done. Which bots have you defeated? Which are giving you the toughest time? And let's see what happened in this game. Start review. Here we are. Book moves, first 4 moves. Strong players throughout history have played this move. Yes, not only strong and weak and intermediate. Gary Kasparov, Magnus Carlsen, Bobby Fischer, and you. Oh, thanks, coach. The perk defense. Exactly. Building a 2-pawn center and preparing to activate your pieces. Nice job. Yes. Book move. Yes. Exactly. Another book move. Pawn to g6. Great. And now let's see if my move was the best or not. I think we're leaving, not yet. We're not leaving theory. It's still theory. Yes. And now let's see my next move. Because until now I've played this many times. And let's see what is the best move to continue playing. Bishop to e3. The other bishop needs to go to e3. Okay, lesson for next time. Castling, the best move. 5 moves. What's the score? And I'm leading by 0.3. Castling, good. Computer doesn't like pawn to c6. This move has been played quite a lot of times in games we've gone through. It opens diagonal for the queen on d8, but computer thinks inaccuracy. Wants the bishop to go to g4. Good. I was suspicious of the move to h3 because usually beginners do such moves because they don't like the pins. But advanced players sometimes may think that you need to be afraid and play only uh, based on what logic says. But fortunately, the computer thinks this is the best. Queen to c7, yes. Bishop to f4, yes, the best. Bishop to e6. Computer doesn't like it. Oh, clearly it blocks the e7 pawn. Why block your pawn? Once knight would go to h5 and attack my bishop on f4. Queen to d2, yes, I want this thing. Queen to b6, computer doesn't like it. No, computer wants my pawn to b3. Why didn't I do it? I'm going to explain it. It's because we have weakness. We have 2 holes on a3 and c3. And the a3 may be far away, but the c3 could be attacked, could be controlled by the bishop on g7 if the exchange doesn't go well. That is why I didn't push the pawn to b3, although computer thinks it would have been the best. Knight to d7. Computer doesn't like it at all, and after 10 moves, I'm ahead by 1.77. Computer doesn't like it again. Wants the pawn to go to b3. Computer doesn't like it either. Want me to push my pawn on a4 because with the rook on f8, I'll still have chances to exchange later. But this means that while I have the bishop on h6 and the bishop on g7, I need to make sure that this diagonal is clear. If, for example, I put my knight to g5 to attack and continue attack, bishop will take my bishop and I'm down a piece. That's why I said, let's finish it while we can. Knight to e4 is a mistake. Clearly, you see now I'm ahead by 5.6. I saw it and I said, why? Computer wants my queen to go to h6. Yes, because then the rook is lost. 5, 8, I take. And after 15 moves, I'm ahead by 4.06, a little less than the optimal 5 point something that would happen had I put my queen on h6, but still, the game is great. Yes, 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 the best move. Pawn to e5, yes. Pawn to d1, a good move. Computer would want my rook to go to e1. Right here. Queen goes here. Yes, exchange the queens. No, before the 21st, this is 21st. After 20 moves, I'm ahead by 4.12. Let's see how things will continue. It seems that the game is mine. Huge advantage. Not the best, because here. And this is a blunder. I should know it for next time. I allowed the pawn to go to e4, and I was really shocked when it happened. I wanted my rook to go to e3 and then to go to a3, but computer wants my pawn to go to b4. And from being ahead by 4.12 in just one move, I went down to 0.15. Really, this shows that one must be very careful. But although I was shocked and went down to even, one should not lose their confidence. One should not panic. It's very easy to panic and make even worse mistakes later. And let's see what happened. I think this was my only blunder. Great move, of course. Of course, I take it. Because I want at least to get a pawn out of that. Knight takes. Rook to d4, yes. Pawn to 5, and we finish 25 moves, and the game is completely even. 0.00. So for being ahead even by more than 5 at some point, I'm now down to even. I have to win it again. Will I? Doubling the rooks, yes. Here. Rook to a4, yes. I'm trying to see what can I win. Computer doesn't think my moves are the best. Of course, computer wants my rook to go to c4, the open file. Of course, I save my rook. Now you see that the computer missed a chance to win the pawn at e3, which is attacked twice and defended only once. Wally, it seems that you didn't play your best game. Clearly not an 1800. Yes, I would have taken the d6 pawn. That's true. That's what Wally was afraid. But I win the pawn at d7. Save the pawn. Back the b6 pawn. Save the rook. My pawn goes to c3. Computer doesn't like it. I wanted to save my pawn, and I thought this is the best way because my knight is free. If I had played the computer move with knight to uh, d4, yes, it protects his pawn, but my knight is stuck. I don't like my knight to be stuck. That's the reason why. Computer doesn't like it, but as a human, I think this was the best. After 35 moves, let's see the score. I'm ahead by 1.73. Little by little, I start regaining the advantage. King to f2, computer doesn't like it. Want my pawn to a4, yes, but then computer takes my pawn, excuse me, Wally takes my pawn on e3. And not only takes it, comes near me. I didn't like it. Yes, a4 protects the knight, and so what? The rook is blocking the way. There's a pawn on b6. That's why I didn't feel, still I don't feel that a4 would have been the best. Check, yes, I go to computer wants me to go to f3 and then I check on g5 and who knows what. And my king is too near the other king, the pawns. I don't want a mating net when I least expect it. And rook goes here. Computer thinks it is a blunder. And from being ahead by 1.9, now I'm ahead by 2.98. Of course, I take a check and also protect my knight. Exchange. Check again. No, before that, 40 moves have passed and I'm ahead by 3.02. Little by little, I'm rebuilding the momentum I had before, that I lost with that blunder. Pawn starts to a4. Yes, the pawn advances. Computer wants my rook to go to b3, but then the rook can attack on b5, and I'm not sure how to continue. Rook to a1, of course, the best. Pawn to b4. Computer likes it, although not the best. Uh, but computer likes it. But my pawn on c3 is unprotected. And computer thinks it's the best. Doesn't like the knight to take the pawn on c3. But if I was black, that's what I would have played, had I seen it, of course. That's enough. Pawn goes to a5. Pawn to a6, little by little. Your opponent has to watch that passed pawn. Yes, but doesn't. Okay. And now this is a big mistake. Not just inaccuracy, but this basically ends the game. Because I calculated after that, I'm promoting. Yes. G5 is excellent. I'm not sure why. And swap. I'm taking pieces and not losing them. Yes. But let's see after 50. We're jumping too fast. After 50, I'm ahead by 731. Okay, now it's the highest advance I ever had. 3 queen, yes. And now, did we reach M? I think, where do we have M? Mating 7 moves after the king to e6. How many did they actually need? 10 instead of 7. Okay, I wasn't perfect. To 6. To 4. Now it could have been made in 4 moves, but it took me 9, more than twice. 7, 5, 6, 5, 4. We're still in 4. 3. 2, 1, and mate. In 63 moves. So we defeated Wally with among the bots with white pieces in 63 moves. Next video, I'm going to face the Wally having the black. You see, Wally is a number 11, and after Wally, we're going to have Julia from the Netherlands, also 1800, and then the 1900s. Miguel from Brazil, Xavier from Spain, and Olga from the Ukraine. But let's see what's going to happen. Long way in front of us. And once I finish, if I finish advanced, because they are very high, then we have the masters. Masters starting from 2200 and going to 2450. And after that, it's a top players, if we can ever will see that. But long way until then. What else lies ahead? Friday, the next tournament of the Queen's Chess Club is starting. Also, the first week of April, I'm going to Atlantic City for the open tournament there, the under 1800 category. Lots of exciting things happening. And in May, it is the first anniversary of this channel. Any ideas how to celebrate? If you have any ideas, please leave in the comments. What else? Let's see how are the various tournaments doing. We want the tournament directory. In grecochess, 19 out of the 64 people have registered. We need 64 to begin. And in the 2020 chess.com Daily Chess Championship, the first round is near the end. I have advanced the second. And how many games remain? 3 games remain. And how are we doing in the the Moonlight tournament of Zanilor, my Tyler subscriber? We are in the semifinals. 12 players competing there. In 2 groups of 6, the first 3 advanced. The first group, of course, we know Mebius from Nigeria, Steam Rocket from Australia, Chinanfo from Greenland. In the second one, only 1 game remains, but we know who advances. Maxim Govorokha from Ukraine, PGO74 from Italy, and AMMT from Indonesia. But that's it from now. This is the Greco Chess YouTube channel. I'm your host, Harry Lazaniziris. Thanks to all the viewers, subscribers, to the likes and the comments. Next video, I'm facing Wally from Scotland with the black pieces. I'm having the black and Wally has the white. For now, goodbye.